Lilu, did you even watch this movie? Or are you here for a free ride? Mm-hmm. I'm on to you. Buckle up. Let's talk Amsterdam. With all these horror movies coming up, nothing is scarier than a bad Rotten Tomatoes review. Oh! Lilu, are you scared of the Rotten Tomatoes? They're going to get you. They're going to get you. They're going to bring you down, Lilu. They're going to bring you down. Now, I'm not easily scared. Ha! Oh, what is that thing? It's just Lilu. Okay. Like I was saying, I'm not easily scared by bad reviews, especially for an Academy Award-winning director like David O. Russell with an award-winning cast. How could this go wrong? Why is this rated so poorly on Rotten Tomatoes? Here at Red or Greenlight Reviews, I watch potentially bad movies, so you don't have to.
Your admiration is well-founded, but I am merely a servant. Do not worship me!
Now, me being the sacrificial hero that I am, sitting in that movie theater, waiting to waste my entire afternoon on a potentially bad film. But was it a bad movie? Was my time wasted? Is Lilu going to keep standing there hovering above me? Only time will tell. Like the plot to this movie, you're going to have to wade through a long, meandering review to find out. Seriously, have I made one coherent review point yet? For the love of God, will I?
A few minutes later.
Oh, you're still here. I guess you do want to know more about this movie. One of the main draws of this movie is the loaded cast of actors. The A-lister per minute ratio of this movie is off the charts. I mean, we have Christian Bale, we have John David Washington, Margot Robbie, Chris Rock, Anna Taylor-Joy, we have Robert De Niro, we have, oh my gosh, we have, for all you Swifters, I think they're called Swifters? Lilu? Any comment? For all you Swifties out there, we have Taylor Swift, we have Zoe Saldana, I'm trying to think who else is oh, the great Michael Shannon, Mike Myers. I think pretty much everyone is in this movie. I'm sure I'm leaving someone out. Rami Malek. It's basically like a actor of Who's Who bingo. And, bingo! We got Timothy Oliphant. Yes, that's right. He's even in this movie. Now, I will say, as good as these performances are, and they're good, having so many little cameos or little performances, if you will, pop up can be a little bit tad distracting because you're constantly going, oh, I know that person. Wait, that's Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon is in this movie. This is wonderful. And you're like, wait, what are we talking about again? I forgot. As per usual, Christian Bale transforms completely for this movie. What a wonderful, quirky performance from him. If this movie was better received, we might be talking Best Actor nominations for Christian Bale. But because this movie failed in that category, we probably won't get that.
I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
Lilu, did you transform like Christian Bale with a haircut this weekend? She did. She got a haircut. Now, his character is quirky, and I think the movie in itself wants to be this quirky, little fun, independent movie, kind of like a Wes Anderson, Coen Brothers type of film, but it just doesn't go all in. Instead, it kind of holds back a little bit, and holding back makes some of the little more boring elements of the movie kind of harder to trudge through, especially some of the plot points just have a direction. And I think by leaning more on the quirky elements, this movie could have lifted up those moments and made it a lot more fun. And I felt that it would have given us what the movie was hoping to be, which is a quirk fest of interesting characters, of interesting moments, and all of these wonderful actors would have been giving a lot more of those fun moments that I think the movie was looking to give us in the first place. To illustrate my point, there's even a character played by Michael Shannon. He says the thing about birdwatching is it forces you to focus on what you're looking at. And this is exactly what this movie needs. It needs to force you to focus on what you're looking at. What is this movie actually about? Is it about war? Is it a love story? Is it about racism? I don't know. There's so many different directions this movie goes in. There's PTSD. There is disabilities with veterans. There is fascism. It's all over the board in every possible direction. I don't know which movie this movie wants to be. So for that reason, I'm sad to say I'm giving this movie a yellow light of caution. Not a red light. I don't think it's quite Rotten Tomatoes stinking 30% or whatever they said it was, kind of rot fest. Instead, I think it is a movie that is made by a great director, with a wonderful cast, obviously, because it's stacked. And an interesting story, a very interesting historical story that I would actually like to learn more about. It's just that it gets muddied with all these plot elements. I'm saying there's so many characters, so many different storylines that they almost seem like little skits. Each moment seems like a little like a sketch comedy, not comedy, but it's like a sketch. And instead of being one cohesive storyline, you're left with all these little sketches. I'm no hater, but I can't help but be a little bit disappointed with the talent involved. It just could have been so much more, and it should have been so much more. This movie, once again, I've said it so many times, it's stacked with talent. And because of that, I have greater expectations for it, especially with a director like David O. Russell. It's a very disappointing movie to kind of take us into Oscar season, but it's still enjoyable before those performances. The story itself is fascinating, and so I do think it deserves at least a watch, like a rental or something at home. So it gets a yellow light of caution, not for everyone. And so when you're on this long meandering journey, it's just so important to focus on the story. Just focus on the road. Focus is what's in front of you, because otherwise you could be headed for